When I started to do YouTube, I used to introduce myself as, "What's up, my name is Guy, I'm a full-time filmmaker obsessed with self-development." The reason I did that is because I'm a full-time filmmaker and I like self-development. But I realized that for a lot of people, the word self-development was actually something really negative. And I'm guessing that's because they've seen videos like this.
And I don't know about you guys, but I know as my job as an accountant, it probably would have taken me 100 years to save that much.
Having a 9-to-5 job is actually high risk.
Celebrating our $10 million rings. We'll get a little pound right here. And we're gonna be teaching you how to make money on Instagram.
Online training, free live class, free trainings.
Ever since Tai Lopez, the internet has exploded with what we now like to call fake gurus and internet marketers trying to sell you some e-learning solution, the next best way to make a lot of money online, trying to take advantage of the new e-commerce landscape that the pandemic has brought about. The list goes on. And I figured, since I have a very different idea of what true self-development looks like, I would make a video for you today that's a little bit different, where I'm going to teach you step by step of how you can set up your very own online multi-level marketing pyramid schemes in just 7 days. Don't worry, it'll be a joke.
Knowledge.
But comedy's supposed to be educational, right? In today's free, one-of-a-kind, exclusive training just for you, I'm going to teach you how you can get people to take out their credit cards over and over and over again. You're going to learn how you can set up a perfectly legal online infrastructure, making millions of dollars without offering anything of value. But before we can jump in, let's define our terms. What is MLM and what is a pyramid scheme? MLM, or multi-level marketing, is the legal practice of using a set of distributors to market your product for you. In the best case scenario, the consumer gets a real product that has real value and is adequately priced in the market. A pyramid scheme is the illegal practice of using a set of people to market a business opportunity, often short-term cash returns, to another set of people. Those people are going to be called the recruits. And those recruits, in turn, are incentivized to take inventory off of your hands and sell them to consumers, all the while finding recruits of their own who are ultimately going to take their products off their hands. And so the cycle continues and the money flows up the pyramid all the way back to you. There's a reason why these things are illegal, and that's because with each person finding more and more people that they can recruit, the base of the pyramid grows so quickly that in theory it will quickly exceed the population of the world, which means inevitably the pyramid will collapse and the people at the bottom will lose all their money and the people at the top will be incredibly rich. That is not what we're going to be doing. We're going to leverage the legal practice of MLM marketing to disguise the illegal practice of a pyramid scheme in a way that nobody will ever be able to track. Again, MLM marketing is perfectly legal. People do it all the time. Affiliate marketing, influencer marketing, these are all examples of people that represent your product and take a commission for every sale that they make. The best thing you can do in the physical product world is to come up with a product that doesn't really work, but is part of an unregulated market, such as nutritional supplements.
Boom, boom!
Boom, boom! My name is Barry St. Barry, and I can't wait to get inside and unlock my NutriFuture.
With the right branding, it's pretty easy to find people who want to make a quick buck, who are going to take large amounts of nutritional products off your hand in order to sell it to customers at inflated prices. Or they can find recruits of their own who are going to take the product off their hands and they in turn have to sell it, at which point they get a commission for every sale that they make, but the person above them gets a commission and the person above them gets the commission all the way up to you. With this commission structure, plus the membership fee that people generally charge for these organizations, the money is once again flowing up the pyramid, but it is now done under the legal structure of MLM marketing. Meanwhile, the product either doesn't work or better yet, works but is heavily overpriced. So now we know what these schemes look like in the physical world. How do we apply them to the digital world? Because you don't want to deal with physical product. We want to deal with digital product. Why? Because you don't have to take any inventory. Think about all the work that it takes to get a physical product off the ground. You have to do the branding, the manufacturing, the glamour, the illusion of success. It is a lot of work. The upfront cost is significant, but in the online world, not only do you not have inventory, but getting started is as easy as this 3-step formula I'm about to show you right now. Step 1, start with a digital product. It can be anything, an online course, an ebook, an email list, a database. Preferably use something that targets people's hopes and dreams, or better yet, their insecurities. Let's say you decide to go with an online course that targets exactly this market. So we're talking relationship advice, fitness, how to make money online. These are all excellent choices. Now you can either make this online course yourself, but if you don't know how, all you have to do is go on Fiverr, type in e-learning, and you'll find a freelancer who will do it for you. Now, once you have this course in your hand, that alone could make you a lot of money. All you have to do is leverage Facebook or Instagram or YouTube to run a couple of ads targeting the right people, and with the right price tag on your course, you will be profitable within a matter of days. But now you say, wait, I don't know how to run ads. I don't want to pay for ads because that's risky. Don't worry, you're not going to have to. That's why we're not stopping there. Instead of taking the risk and paying for your own ads up front, you're going to get other people to do this for you. This is where you enter stage 2. You're going to find your first set of recruits. You'll reach out to people who you know are looking to make money online. Those people are quite easy to find. You can do it through Facebook groups, Instagram, or you can invest a little bit of advertising money into YouTube, targeting channels such as this one. Now, instead of having to find those people yourself, you have the YouTube algorithm doing it for you. Within a few days, you're gonna find your first set of recruits, and now you are in business. You'll get them to do all of the selling, the cold outreach, the running ads. They're going to pay for the ads, all so that they can get a commissions off the sales that they make using your product. Here's the key. They hold all the risk. If it works, they win, you win. But if it doesn't work, they lose. But you don't lose because you didn't have any cost. You didn't have to use your time or your money trying to sell this product because you didn't have to hold any inventory and you didn't pay for ads. They did. So that's already a pretty sweet deal. But why stop there? What if you could find a way to make money off of your sales recruits, even if they didn't succeed at selling your product? Right now, you can make a lot of money if they are successful at selling your product. But what if they don't? And what if you could find a way to make money off of your recruits, even if they failed at selling your product? This is where we enter stage 3. You create another course, a training, a membership fee just for your recruits so they can get access to your exclusive set of products. Now, being able to sell your course is no longer free. You're not just giving it to them. They have to invest in themselves in order to get access to the course that you created. And you tell them they can go out there and find courses just like yours, but they're gonna have to do the hard work themselves to figuring out which courses sell and which courses don't. And why would they take the risk of going through all of this when you yourself have already been through it all? You tell them that you know the industry best. You tell them that you've been earning 6-7 figures off of courses like this for years. You show them photos of yourself by the beach. It doesn't matter if it was from the last vacation that your parents paid for, as long as you're looking great, as long as you're creating the illusion of success, you are in business. What's important is that you make it clear that you know best what sells and what doesn't sell. And that is what they're paying you for. You tell them that you've put together a selection of e-courses that, and this is important, practically sell themselves. The training costs $3,000, but a commission could be as high as $800. So you tell them they're only gonna have to make a couple of sales and it already pays for itself. And since these products practically sell themselves, if they're not willing to even invest in themselves enough to have somebody practically serve them a 6-figure income on a silver platter, then they're just not cut out for it. Now you've doubled down on their insecurities and you've completed the formula. And what about delivering on the promise of these high-ticket items that practically sell themselves? Easy. All you need to do is reach out to other course creators who are struggling to sell their courses and tell them that you have the magic formula and the sales team to back it up to make them a lot of money. Now they're providing you with the content and your salespeople are selling their courses, and you just became a broker. But even if you don't find that many courses to sell, the beauty of exclusivity is that you don't need a high volume of products to offer. In fact, it's probably helping you if your catalog is relatively small, because it helps with creating the illusion of those products being high-ticket items. And there it is. That's your perfect formula for making millions of dollars online. You don't need to move a finger. You don't need to invest money up front. If your products happen to meet demand, you make a lot of money. But even if those products don't sell as well as you thought they would, you're still making money because you have people left and right paying you $3,000 trying to get access to your catalog of courses. And so you can keep this pattern going. The sky's the limit. Because for those that are still struggling to sell courses after the $3,000 training, you can now create a $10,000 training. Now you can tell them, this training gives access to only the most exclusive of courses, those that only you yourself are still selling. Tell them it's not their fault they haven't been selling. After all, you're sure that they've been working very hard. Now this achieves two things. They're now thinking, maybe I didn't work hard enough. And they're thinking, maybe it's the product, because now I can get access to the cream of the crop. And at that level, they might just have the breakthrough, just like all those other brilliant students whose success you make sure to regularly dangle in front of their noses. Congratulations, you've now completed this training and you're ready to make a lot of money. But let's put this character aside for a second. Here, I'm gonna take this jacket off. If you're watching this video, you're probably not looking to learn how to become a fake guru and prey on people's insecurities to make money online. More likely, you're looking to protect yourself from those very people. And I'm with you because I wanna know how I can continue to reap the benefits of all this incredible value that people are putting out online for free, but also sometimes not for free, because it's important to pay creators for the real value that they're creating. But we want to learn how to exist in that ecosystem without falling prey to the types of pyramid schemes that I just outlined. I honestly think that one of the biggest problems with these pyramid schemes moving online is that it's a lot easier to recruit people. In the physical world, that's a pretty difficult step. People used to have to reach out to old friends via text message telling them that they've enjoyed a lot of success selling something like nutritional supplements, and then people would potentially get excited, but more often than not, they would actually shut that person out, and the conversion rate was relatively low because it was really hard to get in touch with people. Now, organic reach online is so much larger that it's really easy to leverage algorithms that already know a lot about people's preferences and then find the right people with very little effort and money. And so it becomes easier to recruit people for those schemes. Once you found your base, it also becomes a lot easier to cross-sell your base because it's so easy to create new products all the time because you don't have to hold inventory when you're running these schemes. It's also a lot easier to put very high prices on these products, partially because of this extreme shift into e-commerce over the last year, but also because information products online are still extremely unregulated. And the demand for these products is very high, especially having just gone through this period of extreme isolation. So in this current online ecosystem, a well-placed product is not going to look like a pyramid scheme. It's going to look like an incredible opportunity that's very time sensitive and could make you money faster than you ever thought possible. All you have to do is look at all the other people that are making so much money online, right? And whenever you ask, wait, why is nobody doing this yet? If this is a real opportunity, how am I one of the first people to know about it? The answer is always because nobody has grasped the size and the power of the internet. And the brutal thing about that is that that is true, but that doesn't validate the course that somebody's about to sell to you. But then of course you think of Jeff Bezos, you think of Elon Musk, you think of all the other people that are working in the passion economy, the creator economy, making money in unprecedented ways. And these are people that are offering real value, but people who are going to scam you can use their success story to make their product look more legitimate. On the whole, there are two main reasons why pyramid schemes online are so much more dangerous than in the physical world. Number one is that the founders of the schemes don't have to ask you to buy their product anymore. Having to shell out a good part of their own money to buy inventory is still a very difficult hurdle for a lot of people to clear. That's usually the point where a lot of us will feel that something is not quite right. But in the online world, usually you're not buying product. You're buying a course, a membership fee, a training, and that is something that we feel inherently a lot more comfortable with because we already spend so much on our education outside of the online world. It makes sense to invest in yourself up front, to buy the right training, to have the knowledge, because you don't want to go in unprepared, right? So this kind of step is a lot more intuitive. Number two is that the products are a lot easier to manage and the community is a lot easier to build. Digital products are very easy to build, they're usually fast, they can be adjusted to people's individual needs, and it's fairly easy to churn out new versions at almost no extra cost. Building a cult-like following online is also a lot easier because if you're already feeling isolated like a lot of us are, then having a safe community that thinks like you, that hustles like you, is very appealing. You don't have to show your face, don't necessarily have to use your real name, and you certainly don't have to show up to conferences or big parties like you do in the physical world whenever somebody tries to build this sort of pyramid scheme like cult. And even if you're a skeptic because you've tried other trainings before and you didn't see any success, fake gurus can still take advantage of that very sentiment because in their ad they might be making fun of dropshipping or affiliate marketing and telling you that all that stuff doesn't work, but their training is what's going to take you to the next level. And then of course, if you don't see success and you're being cross-sold to new products, it's a lot harder to get out because of the sunk cost fallacy. You've already invested all this money, so you don't want to get out now. For recruiters, anywhere that there's online advertising is a place where they can find new recruits themselves. And the better that online algorithms get, the easier it is to identify people's natural insecurities, curiosities, hopes, and dreams, and target them exactly where and when they are the most vulnerable. So what do we do about this? How do you distinguish a real product with real value from one that could be a pyramid scheme? The main takeaway from this video is not to disregard all forms of online offers, especially online education. I think what what we need to do is train ourselves to spot the patterns that I've outlined in this video in a somewhat dramatic or joking way, precisely to avoid being targeted by programs like that. If it's simply an educational offer you're looking at, then treat it like any other offer. Consider whether the value of the education, the skills you're going to derive from it, irrespective of how you might apply them in the context that the person tells you to, consider whether that alone is worth the price tag, and then take it or leave it. It's honestly the same principles that apply whether you're in a clothing store or whether you're making massive decisions like should you pay to go to college. On the other hand, if somebody starts offering you a system, a first of its kind solution that they came up with, one that nobody else has and that is very time sensitive, if you can spot any of the patterns outlined in this very video, you should be careful. Put yourself in the founder's shoes. Ask yourself, how are the risks distributed? If I lose, do they lose? Or is it possible for me to pay a lot of money up front, get nothing in return, and they still walk away without a scratch? That's when you know that this is probably not the right product to buy. And that's when you need to walk away, no matter how big the FOMO is. Remember that this is their strongest hook, the limited time opportunity, the potential of making a lot of money, showing you all the people that have supposedly done it before. Saying no to such an offer is really hard. I've been there. But if the opportunity is real, if what they're describing is actually something you could take advantage of, and if you are truly cut out for it, then chances are you can do it without having to take their course. You can figure it out on your own. If you're really disciplined in this exercise I just laid out here, you can even take the free training, write down some notes, try to get as much for free as you can, because you know what's ultimately coming is to cross-sell to that $3,000 program that is currently at 50% off. And sometimes the information in these videos is valid. I've taken a lot of interesting ideas from those videos. I've just always had to be really disciplined to say that no matter what, no matter how strong the FOMO, I will ultimately not buy into the final offer and I will walk away. And if it's a real opportunity, I'll figure it out by myself. With all that being said, lightly tap the like button if you thought this was valuable. Share it with a friend. Let me know in the comment what you thought of this video. It's a little bit different than what I usually make. And with all that, I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care. I'll see you real soon. Cheers.